Um, well, first of all, the way I measure a successful one is I'm not an individual who really likes to work hard in something I don't like. Okay. I work very hard in what I do, but it's because I love it. I'm really passionate about what I do. So the first thing I would look at in a successful business acquisition is this a business that I'm passionate about, that I really like? Because if I'm passionate about the business, I really enjoy it. Truth is, I'll never work a day in my life. And the reason is because every day is fun. It's a challenge, but it just feels good when you accomplish your objectives in that business. And the thought of growing it and building it are so exciting to me that I never work a day doing it. I just love what I do. And the most successful entrepreneurs I know feel that way about their businesses and what they do in those businesses. So that's number one. So that's the first measure of a successful business that I buy something I like. The second thing is life is too short for drama. Okay. The last thing in the world you want to do is buy a business that all of a sudden your life is filled with putting out fires and drama. And drama comes from having to deal with a culture of people that run or operate that business. So the next thing I want to know is I'm buying a business that the corporate culture is consistent with my values, with with the way in which I transact business, with my service orientation, giving good service, giving good quality, to take every transaction that we do and know that we've added value that makes the purchase of our product or service tremendously valuable to other people because the way we've added value to that product or service. And if I go into a business and I get a sense that the employees of the company, they come in at 9 and go out at 5, they take a full hour for lunch and then sometimes aren't back on time, but they don't care about the customers. They're just in it for the money. If that's what I'm sensing, that would be an unsuccessful business purchase. So the next part is the knowing that the employees and the culture of the business are in line and in alignment with my idea of what a business should be and how it should be run. So that's the second factor. The third factor is, does it make enough money to pay for itself and more? Okay. So if it's a successful acquisition, then I've incurred a certain amount of debt in order to buy the business, called financial leverage. That debt has to be serviced, which means there's repayment of principal and interest on the money, or there's a return that I have to give to equity investors, and I want to give them that return so that they have a win in having invested money in me. And so if the business meets all those criteria and still has positive cash flow after that, it was a successful acquisition. But it would be even more successful if when I bought the company, I already knew how I was going to add value to their product or add value to the service or add value to the customer that would do more business, increase margins, justify higher prices because of the extra value we've added, whatever it takes so that now the business isn't just paying for itself. It's now paying for itself and making a whole lot more profit and growing a whole lot quicker than it did for the seller when the seller owned the business. So that would be the next feature of success. And then the third and last aspect of success is what else do I own that if I buy this business, it's synergistic with what I already own. So in other words, this business has customers. I can cross market to this other business that I own. Or my other business has customers that I can cross market to this business and now increase the sales of both businesses as a result of that. So those are just a handful of tests that I would do on the business to make sure it was successful. I would want to know, for example, that it's in a growth field. And if it's not in a growth field, that I have a strategy by which I make a shrinking field a growth strategy for me. And the way that's done is through something called a roll up. In other words, I keep buying up the competitors who are also losing money or also going down in volume. I buy them. I then shed their now unnecessary overhead. I consolidate their customers and their resources into my business. So my business is growing in customers and footprint and anything else that I want it to grow in, even though the industry itself is shrinking. And with the right strategies, I can do that.